Snow drifted through the open mouth of the 96th Street subway station, following every gust of icy wind, as if the night itself were determined to remind everyone that Christmas Eve in New York could be as brutal as it was beautiful. It was almost midnight. The last-minute shoppers had gone home. The streets above were silent, except for the distant humming of traffic and the faint ringing of church bells preparing for midnight mass. Down in the station, the cold was sharp enough to seep through concrete, metal, and bone. On a metal bench, beneath a flickering fluorescent light, sat a young woman, thin, tired, barefoot, wearing a wrinkled beige dress that clung to her like the last remnant of a life she used to know. Her name was Harper Reyes, and 6 months earlier she had everything: her own architecture studio in Brooklyn, clients she adored, friends she trusted, and a fiancé she believed she would spend forever with. But forever had collapsed in a single morning when she walked into her office and found that every account was empty. Her fiancé, who also managed the firm's finances, was gone. The clients were gone. The bills were relentless. And the man she once planned to marry had left only a note that read, "Someday you'll understand." She never would. Harper pulled her bare feet under her, trying to preserve whatever warmth she had left. She hugged her knees, shivering as another train rushed past without stopping. The cold wrapped around her like a second skin, bitter and unyielding. She tried to focus on the soft scratch of her pencil against her sketchbook, the one place where she still had control. She drew homes she no longer had, windows she no longer looked out of, and the kind of warm, safe spaces she wished existed for people like her. Her stomach rumbled softly, though she tried to ignore it. Food had been a luxury lately, and she had learned to take shallow breaths so hunger didn't hurt as badly. She closed her eyes for a moment, whispering into the hollow quiet of the platform, "Please, let tonight be gentle." When she opened them, she nearly gasped. Standing just a few feet away was a little girl, no older than 5, wearing a red velvet Christmas dress, white tights, and a grey winter hat with a pom-pom that bounced every time she moved. Her cheeks were flushed pink from the cold, and in her gloved hands she held a small paper bag decorated with candy canes. She stared at Harper with large brown eyes that carried a wisdom far too heavy for a child. The girl tilted her head, as if trying to understand the shape of Harper's pain. "Are you crying on the inside?" she asked softly. Harper blinked in surprise, unsure how to respond. The girl continued, "I cry on the inside too." Before Harper could speak, the girl whispered the sentence that would change everything. "You don't have a home, and I don't have a mom. We're the same." Harper's lips parted, but no words came. Her eyes filled with tears that she blinked away quickly, embarrassed to cry in front of a child. Before she could manage anything, the little girl extended the Christmas-themed bag toward her. Inside was a ham sandwich, a small cookie shaped like a Christmas tree, and a juice box. "You need to eat," the girl said simply, as though it were the most obvious truth in the world. Behind her, a tall man in a black peacoat holding several luxury shopping bags ended his phone call and turned around. His expression immediately shifted from mild irritation to panic. "Lily, what did I tell you about talking to strangers?" He rushed toward them, stepping between his daughter and Harper, as if protecting her from something dangerous. "I'm so sorry," he muttered, without actually looking at Harper. But Lily didn't budge. "Daddy, she's cold," the girl cried, "and she's sad just like me." Her father tried to pull her away, but she resisted, her face crumpling with frustration. "You never see anything," she said tearfully. "You only look at your phone. You don't see people who are hurting." The man stiffened, shocked. Harper attempted to give back the Christmas bag. "It's okay, sweetheart," she whispered. "Really. Your dad's right. "It's not okay," the girl snapped through tears. "Nothing is okay. Mommy's gone. You don't care. And she's all alone on Christmas." Her father went pale, his eyes filling with something Harper couldn't quite place. Guilt, fear, regret. The train roared into the station, brakes screeching. He lifted his daughter as she kicked and cried, her hands reaching toward Harper, desperate and trembling. The Christmas bag fell to the floor. Harper scrambled to pick it up, calling after them, "Wait!" But the man stepped into the train. Lily pressed her tiny palms to the glass, her mouth forming silent words Harper couldn't hear. Tears streamed down the little girl's cheeks as the doors closed and the train pulled away. Harper stood alone under the cold platform lights, the paper bag clutched to her chest, her breath trembling as tears finally broke free. 4 days later, while the rest of New York was still basking in post-holiday glow, the Lawson household was drowning in silence. Lily Lawson had not spoken a single word since Christmas Eve. Her father, Daniel Lawson, had tried everything: hot cocoa, Christmas movies, presents, promises, bribes. But Lily remained trapped somewhere far away, her expressions hollow, her eyes unfocused. She played with her food, pushed toys aside, and retreated into the safety of silence. The nanny, Rosa, approached Daniel with trembling hands. "Sir," she whispered, "she's barely eaten anything. She's not sleeping. She's not talking. Something is very wrong." Daniel rubbed his forehead, exhausted. "She'll talk when she wants to." But he didn't believe his own words. Rosa took a deep breath. "Sir, I think it has to do with the woman she met that night." Daniel froze. "What woman?" Rosa led him to Lily's room. The floor was covered with crayon drawings, dozens of sketches, some shaky, some incredibly detailed for a 5-year-old, all of the same figure. A young woman with long blonde hair, a beige dress, bare feet, sad eyes. In one drawing, Lily had written the word friend. Daniel felt guilt crush him like a physical weight. He called Lily's therapist, Dr. Patricia Myers. After a quiet evaluation, Dr. Myers spoke softly but firmly. "Daniel, Lily is experiencing emotional regression triggered by trauma. She made a connection with that woman, an emotional bond, because she saw in her a reflection of her own grief. When you separated them abruptly, you reignited the trauma of losing her mother. She feels abandoned again." Daniel's stomach turned over. "What do I do?" "You find that woman," the therapist said. "You find her, and you let Lily reconnect." So began 5 long, bitter nights. Daniel took Lily to every station along the line. They rode train after train, searching platforms, benches, corners where the homeless might sit. Lily's mittened hand gripped his tightly. Every time the doors opened, she held her breath, scanning desperately for the woman in the beige dress. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Each night, her hope dimmed a little more. By Friday, December 30th, the snowstorm that had begun earlier had turned the city into a blur of white. Daniel was ready to call it a night when Lily suddenly gasped, her eyes widening. "Daddy, there!" She tore her hand from his and ran. Under a heat vent on the platform sat Harper, shivering, her sketchbook balanced on her knees, pencil moving slowly across the page. Her hair was damp with melted snow. Her dress was thinner than ever. Her bare feet were red and swollen. Harper looked up in shock as the little girl ran toward her. "You came back," she whispered. Lily threw herself into Harper's arms, sobbing. "You didn't leave," she cried. "You didn't leave like Mommy. You came back." Harper hugged her tightly, tears falling freely. "I'm here, sweetheart. I'm here." Daniel approached slowly, heart heavy, voice low. "I'm sorry," he said. "She hasn't spoken in days. The therapist said she needs you." He hesitated. Would you Would you come with us? Just for a coffee. To talk. Harper's instincts screamed to run. People like him didn't invite people like her anywhere. But Lily's grip on her arm was so desperate, so fragile, that Harper couldn't say no. "Okay," she whispered, "but somewhere public." They walked through the falling snow to a 24-hour diner decorated with cheap string lights and a glowing plastic Santa. Inside, warmth rushed over them like a soft blanket. Harper and Lily sat shoulder to shoulder in a red vinyl booth. Daniel sat across from them, unsure where to look first, the barefoot woman who had somehow changed everything, or the little girl who had finally broken her silence. Harper explained everything in a quiet voice. The business, the betrayal, the bankruptcy, the nights spent hiding in libraries for warmth, the days finding corners to sleep where she wouldn't be chased away, the shoes that fell apart, the endless walking, the hopelessness. Daniel felt his world tilt. "You're an architect," he murmured. "I was." "You still are," he said without thinking. She looked down. "Not without my license." Lily held on to Harper's arm protectively. Daniel took a deep breath. "I'm going to ask something that might sound absurd, but I need to ask it anyway." Harper tensed. "Rosa and Dr. Myers say Lily needs stability, a connection, someone she trusts." He paused. "What if you came to stay with us for a while? Just until Lily can stabilize emotionally." Harper blinked. "What?" "You'd have a room, food, safety. You could study again, get your license back. You wouldn't be a nanny. You'd be a companion, a friend." Harper's voice trembled. "You don't even know me." "I know my daughter hasn't smiled like this in months," he whispered. There was a long silence. $4,000 a month," he said quietly. "Room, food, clothes, a safe place to sleep." Harper exhaled shakily. It was more than she had made in half a year. "I have conditions," she whispered. "Name them. I get to study online. I get my license back. And if I ever feel like charity or less than human, I walk away." "Agreed." Harper looked down at the little girl who had found her in the cold. "Okay," she whispered. "I'll do it." Lily smiled, a small, fragile, hopeful smile. "Best Christmas gift ever," she said. 2 days later, on New Year's Eve, Harper walked through the doors of the Lawson home. The house glowed with garlands, wreaths, and a giant Christmas tree still shining in the living room. The scent of cinnamon, pine, and hot cocoa filled the air. The housekeeper, Donna, eyed her suspiciously. The driver kept his distance. Even the nanny watched her with uncertainty. But the cook, Maria, smiled warmly. "I started with nothing too," Maria whispered. "You're welcome here." But Lily's reaction was the one that mattered most. She grabbed Harper's hand as if afraid she would disappear. In those first days, something remarkable happened. Lily started talking again, then smiling, then laughing. She insisted Harper take her to school. She started eating again, sleeping again, drawing happy pictures. Daniel watched from the hallway, wondering how this woman, this barefoot woman he had met by accident, had become the key to his daughter's fragile heart. One night, a violent winter storm hit. Thunder cracked across the sky, and Lily screamed from her room, shaking uncontrollably. "It sounds like Mommy's car crash," she sobbed. "The noise! It's the same!" Harper rushed to her, wrapping her in blankets, whispering, "You're safe. I'm here. I'm right here." Maria brought hot chocolate. Donna brought candles. They huddled together beneath the fading Christmas tree lights. Lily slowly calmed in Harper's arms. Daniel came downstairs and froze. Harper, illuminated by candlelight, holding his daughter with a tenderness he hadn't seen since his wife died. His throat tightened. "She's okay now," Harper whispered. "She just needs to feel safe." Daniel wiped a tear he didn't expect. I didn't know storms scared her. You work a lot, Harper said. It's hard to know everything. Not a criticism, just truth. They talked quietly in the dark kitchen long after Lily fell asleep, sharing stories, fears, memories. When the lights flickered back on, they both seemed startled by how close they had drifted. "Good night, Harper," he said softly. "Good night, Daniel." Neither slept. Days later, while Daniel hosted a business dinner, Harper was studying in his home office when she heard glass breaking. Her blood ran cold. Travis stood in the living room, smirking. "Hey, Harper! Miss me?" "How did you find me?" she breathed. It wasn't hard. People love posting pictures of the beautiful mystery woman living with the Lawsons. He stepped closer. "I need you to drop the charges." "No." He grabbed her arm. "Don't be stupid. You drop the charges and I'll give you back 30% of the money." Harper yanked her arm away. "Get out," he sneered. "You think you belong here? You're a Christmas charity project. The moment he gets bored, you'll be back in the snow." The front door slammed, and Daniel strode in, eyes ablaze. He grabbed Travis by the collar, slammed him against the wall, and growled, "If you ever come near her again, you won't walk away next time." Security dragged Travis out into the snow, but the damage was done. Harper saw doubt cloud Daniel's eyes, and it broke her heart. The next morning, Daniel's mother arrived unannounced. "Horrible news travels fast," she said. "This girl brings danger. She has a past she can't escape, and Lily is in the middle of it." Harper overheard, and something inside her shattered. Later, Daniel found her in the den, her sketchbook closed, her back straight. "About last night," he began. "I know what you're going to say." Her voice trembled. "I need to think about Lily's safety," he said. "You want me to leave?" she whispered. He didn't answer. Silence answered for him. Harper's breath shook. "I'll go, but I won't lie to her." That night, Harper sat beside Lily's bed. "Sweetheart, I have to go for a little while." Instant meltdown. "No, you promised!" Lily screamed. "You're like Mommy! Everyone leaves!" She screamed until she collapsed, shaking. Harper held her, sobbing. Daniel stood in the doorway, horrified. The therapist arrived 30 minutes later. After calming Lily, she turned to Daniel with fire in her eyes. "You chose fear over love again, and you broke your daughter. She will not recover easily if Harper leaves." Later, Daniel sat beside Lily's bed. She slept, clutching a drawing of the three of them under a Christmas tree. Beside it was a photo of his late wife. He whispered, "Marissa, I'm so sorry. I hurt her. I hurt Harper. And I'm so tired of being afraid." For the first time in years, Daniel allowed himself to cry. He realized exactly what he had to do. Harper had left 20 minutes earlier. Daniel grabbed his keys and raced into the snowstorm. He found her in the subway, on the same bench where she had sat on Christmas Eve. But now she wasn't alone. 2 homeless women sat beside her, and Harper shared sandwiches with them, sketching their portraits, listening to their stories. Even in heartbreak, she gave, "Harper!" he shouted. She turned, pain etched into her features. "What now, Daniel?" "Papers to sign." "I came to bring this," he said, holding out a folder. She hesitated, then opened it. Inside were emails, invitations, offers from 5 architecture firms. He had found her portfolio in the office computer and sent it out himself. Her knees nearly buckled. What is this?" "Your second chance," he whispered, "because you deserve one." "And Lily?" Harper whispered, voice breaking. "She needs you, and so do I." He stepped closer. "I love you, Harper." She closed her eyes, trembling. "I'm scared," she breathed. "So am I," he whispered, "but I'm more scared of losing you." After what felt like an eternity, she nodded. "Okay," she whispered. "We try." Back at the house, Lily was awake, eyes swollen from crying. Harper entered softly. "Sweetheart, I'm here." Lily burst into tears and ran into her arms. "Are you leaving again?" "No," Harper whispered. "I'm here. I'll be working again, but I'm here." "Are we still a family?" Lily whispered. Harper kissed her forehead. "Forever." Spring arrived. Harper opened her first architecture studio. Daniel was a small investor, but she maintained full creative control. They began dating slowly, carefully, taking their time to rebuild trust. Lily thrived, and months later, on Christmas Eve, beneath the towering Rockefeller Center tree, snow falling around them, Daniel knelt. "Harper Reyes, last Christmas Eve, you saved my daughter, and you saved me. Will you marry me?" She cried, laughed, nodded, yes. 1 year later, on Christmas Day, the three of them returned to the subway station where it had all begun. On the same bench sat a young woman, barefoot, crying. Lily tugged Harper's hand. "Mommy Harper. She looks how you looked." Harper knelt beside the woman. "Hi," she whispered. "My name is Harper." The woman looked up, tears streaming. "I lost my job, my apartment, everything, and it's Christmas." Harper smiled softly and offered her a card. "I know how that feels," she whispered, "and I also know that someone believing in you can change everything." Lily held out a Christmas cookie. "It helps," she said wisely. "Cookies always help." And the woman began to cry again, not from fear but from hope. As they walked away, Daniel slipped his arm around Harper. "You changed her life today." Harper looked up at him, eyes full. "No," she whispered. "A little girl changed mine last Christmas Eve." Snow fell around them like blessings. Lights glowed softly, and the family they built, one fragile moment at a time, felt complete.